Not everyone understands the force behind a single split. Not everyone dares to face the roar of steel and the weight of giant timber. But you're about to see it all. Welcome to where the action begins, where wood is torn in the blink of an eye. Welcome to the world of Wood Channel. On a sunlit open yard, the bold red brute force 20-30 CS firewood processor stands like a powerful block of machinery, tirelessly at work. Purpose-built for cutting and splitting firewood, this machine features a razor-sharp circular saw paired with a precision hydraulic system. Each log is placed on a feed deck, and the spinning circular saw slices through the wood with a sharp, clean cut. Instantly, an automated pusher feeds the cut section into the splitting wedge, reducing it into evenly sized firewood pieces. The entire process runs smoothly and powerfully like a well-tuned mechanical rig. The operator monitors and controls from a safe distance, while the screech of the saw and the crack of splitting would echo across the open air. The brute force 20-30 CS delivers not just reach strength, but also surgical precision, making it a top-tier choice for mid to large-scale firewood production. On an open plot near the woods, the cone log splitter mounted to a tractor is in steady operation. The steel conical tip spins rapidly, powered by the tractor's PTO shaft, delivering consistent torque. It resembles a giant drill bit, sharp, fast, and incredibly effective. A man grips a large log with both hands and pushes it firmly against the spinning cone. As the pointed tip contacts the wood, its helical grooves begin to bite deeper into the grain, applying massive twisting pressure. Slowly but surely, the log begins to split, following the natural lines of the grain, as if an invisible chisel were prying it apart. No traditional blade, no hydraulics, just rotational force and manual effort. The sound is a dry screech of wood fibers tearing. In 720p resolution, the footage captures the rapid spinning of the cone and the gradual but precise cracking of the log surface. This is a raw, mechanical approach to firewood processing, minimalistic, old school, but still impressively effective. In the quiet countryside of Pirzaboro, where the wind rustles through the treetops and life moves at a measured pace, a new sound rises, deep, steady, unmistakable. It is the sound of machinery, of labor in motion, a hydraulic wood splitter at work. The machine stands firm, forged from heavy-duty steel, its wedge sharp as a blade forged in battle. But rather than roaring with brute force, it operates with a patience and precision that speaks volumes. Each rough log, marked by sap and time, is carefully placed onto the platform. A slow, deliberate push begins, as if there's no need to rush. And then, with a satisfying crack under immense hydraulic pressure, the wood splits cleanly and evenly, transformed from raw timber into usable fuel in mere seconds. The machine continues its rhythm, relentless, accurate, one push after another, one clean split at a time. Each piece of firewood drops into the tray below, uniform and ready, destined to warm homes when winter bites. No team of workers is needed, no deafening roar from engines. Just a single operator, a faithful machine, and hours of consistent, efficient output. This is a perfect example of the philosophy, less, but better, where humans and machines work in harmony to harness nature with intelligence and economy. The hydraulic wood splitter from Perzeboro is not just a tool. It's a symbol of resilience, mechanical brilliance, and the power of simplicity, the Polish way, where small machines bring forth big results. A compact machine, carrying the strength of an entire forest. On screen, the 15-ton hydraulic wood splitter and chipper begins its work, quiet, deliberate, and unshakably powerful. Each hardwood log is gripped tightly by the steel claws. Then, with just a smooth stroke, the hydraulic wedge applies up to 15 tons of pressure. The log cracks open, split into halves, then quarters, with surgical precision. Each chunk drops neatly to the ground, ready for use. But the job doesn't stop there. Next, the chipper unit, reback, activates. Larger wood pieces are pulled into the spinning drum, where razor-sharp blades reduce them into chips or sawdust, perfect for fuel, compost, or pellet production. Every motion is clean, efficient. One operator is all it takes, yet the machine replaces the effort of an entire crew. Small in size, but mighty in impact. A true ally for forestry work, farm operations, or anyone seeking smart, efficient wood processing. From raw timber to ready material, the transformation happens in minutes. This is more than a splitter, it's a compact production line, a symbol of modern labor. Multitech 2040 XP90. The orange beast roars, its long blade lowered like a steel sword slicing through solid timber. In the echoing hum of the worksite, the operator grips the lever, slow, deliberate. The long, gleaming saw blade descends like a battle-hardened sword. Every movement carries the weight of steel, the force of engineering, and the cold precision of machines. The log rests still on the tray, awaiting its fate. Then screech. The blade drops. A harsh tearing sound erupts. Its engine hums to life, exhaling thick white plumes that mix with the morning fog. A log of frozen pine, dense and cold as stone, rests in position under the steel wedge. The operator, bundled against the cold, reaches for the control lever. Boom. The first strike of the hardened wedge. The frozen grain of the wood resists for a moment, then splits with a sharp crack, like ice breaking on a frozen lake. Two halves fall into the snow, sending a mist of white powder and wood chips into the air. The machine doesn't rest. One log after another is fed in. The hydraulic arm drives downward, again and again. Crack, crack, crack. A relentless rhythm, the heartbeat of a machine born to conquer timber in the harshest of seasons. No music plays here. Only the sound of diesel, the grind of metal, and the snapping of frozen wood echoing through the skeletal forest. In this brutal cold, the SMF-9T is a symbol of power, endurance, and precision, unshaken, unyielding. The Thor log splitter represents a bold fusion of machine power and human strength. A semi-manual wood processor designed to handle massive, stubborn logs using both mechanical advantage and skilled hands. At one end of the unit, a fixed splitting blade stands firmly in place, ready to receive each heavy timber. But on the opposite end, there is no automatic piston. Instead, there's a long lever arm, designed for the operator to manually lift and press down, transferring their body weight and force directly onto the wood. As the worker brings the lever down, the log is forced against the wedge, and with a cracking sound, it begins to split slowly but firmly. Each motion is a blend of human control and mechanical assistance. Not fast, but deliberate and effective. The Thor splitter isn't built for high-speed production lines. It's built for those who value control, precision, and adaptability, especially when dealing with oversized or irregular logs that require more finesse than brute automation.
What's great about it, that I like so far, is that it's very balanced, so you're not twisting your spine, and the motion is very nice. But also, it's aerobic. You can see, you can move the head to one side and press the spring down, and that stores energy in the spring. And then you push it up, and so you're using your leg muscles and your core muscles a lot more. Because there's some play in the hinge, you can aim it a little bit. So you don't have to have the wood in exactly the right position. But you have to be a little careful that it doesn't bonk you, because it is on a spring.
Let's go get the chicken and balls.
Really good tool for two people to use together. One person could set the wood in, and the other person could just sit here and work it up and down like that, and do a lot of chopping very fast. Do you think that would scare you a little? So now I'm going to do a much harder one. Just show you that there is a limit to, so this one, zoom in on this one and see that it is a crotch in the tree.
Pine is fine, and she commands the brute force 14 to 24 like a true firewood pro. In a wood yard piled high with fresh pine logs, sticky, fragrant, and golden in the sun, the brute force 14 to 24 stands tall, its red frame gleaming like forged steel. Beside it, a woman steps up and grabs the control lever with purpose. With no hesitation, she pushes the lever. The saw blade spins up, screaming through the air. The pine log is cut clean in one stroke. Instantly, the hydraulic ram shoves the piece forward into the splitter. A single push, crack, and the log falls apart into neat, uniform pieces. She doesn't speak, doesn't need to. Every movement is calm, efficient, and practiced. With this machine at her side and pine logs before her, she proves the point. Pine is fine. Don't get worked up about it. The automatic saw and splitter operates smoothly and precisely within the woodworking facility. Large logs are fed into the machine, where sharp blades swiftly slice them into smaller sections. Immediately after, the automatic splitting unit takes over, using powerful hydraulic pressure to push each log section against sharp steel wedges, splitting them into neat, evenly sized firewood pieces. Standing beside the machine, a man watches attentively. His hand rests on the control lever, gently pushing it forward to start or stop the splitting process, precisely managing the machine's operating rhythm. Each time the lever is engaged, the machine powers up, accelerating seamlessly and continuing its work with fluid efficiency. The roar of the engine and the crackling of splitting would blend into a distinctive industrial symphony, a perfect harmony between human control and mechanical precision in modern wood processing. The deep green super splitter, powered by an 80 HP Ket turbo diesel engine, stands firm in the vast timber yard. This steel warrior is ready to tear through rough logs with unmatched power and durability. The engine roars like a beast in the forest. Under the skilled operator's control, the hydraulic arm moves forcefully, pressing each log against the sharp steel splitter blade. With a powerful push, the wood cracks open, splitting cleanly into uniform firewood pieces. Around it, piles of neatly stacked wood await the next truckload. In this open space, the machine's strength and the seamless cooperation between man and equipment create a scene of efficient, commanding production. Manual log splitting, no machines, just muscle and a sharp axe. In a quiet setting, a young woman stands before a pile of large logs. She raises the heavy axe high above her head, mustering all her strength, then brings it down with force. The sound of steel striking wood rings out, sharp and clean, as the log cracks open with a satisfying snap. This is traditional log splitting, no engine, no hydraulic force, just raw human effort. Each swing of the axe is a challenge requiring precision, power, and determination. A single large log may take several hits, several angle adjustments. Yet this method brings a deep, primal connection, human against wood, using only the simplest of tools. Wood splitting excavator, a steel arm turned into a blade of the forest. The excavator crawls methodically through the log yard, its hydraulic boom stretching out like the trained arm of a seasoned worker. At its tip, a cut and split head, part saw, part splitter, fully weaponized for timber. Each log is grabbed, lifted, and cleanly sliced in seconds. The cut piece is immediately fed into the splitter, where uniform firewood chunks spill out, landing in neat rows across the completed yard. No conveyor belts, no extra stages, just one operator, one machine, and an entire forest processed with precision. The wood-splitting excavator doesn't just work. It sorts, it commands, it transforms raw timber into ready fuel on the spot. The lens dives close into the heart of the machine, where mechanical movement becomes a dance of precision. A steel pusher glides forward rhythmically, pressing each log toward the spinning circular saw. In a blink, the wood is sliced clean, then pushed ahead, where a sharp splitting wedge waits with calm resolve. Every motion is in sync, as if timed to a metronome. And then, neat, uniform billets emerge, flawless as if crafted by an exacting mold. At a large timber yard, dozens of round logs lie neatly in rows, silently awaiting their turn. Amidst the dust and sawdust-filled air, a red log splitter stands out, a glowing block of machinery ready for work. One log is lifted onto the machine's table and slowly pushed toward the circular saw. A man manually lowers the blade, his movements firm and steady. With a decisive pull, the blade slices through the log, which is then pushed onward into the splitting wedge. In moments, the large timber is transformed into clean, uniform billets, each piece fitting perfectly, as if molded by precision itself. Tosh Fun RCA 400 Joy, where steel meets timber and technology conquers the resistance of nature. In the middle of a vast wood yard, the Tosh Fun RCA 400 Joy stands as a silent titan, relentless, precise, unstoppable. The deep rumble of hydraulics echoes through the air as its mechanical arm swings into motion, gripping a massive log covered in bark, dust, and history. With effortless might, it lifts the log and lays it into the heart of the machine, perfectly aligned, ready for the next strike. Inside, the wedge begins to move. Slowly, deliberately. No rush, no hesitation. It inches forward with the steady rhythm of a machine that knows exactly what it's doing. The sharpened steel presses into the log, and then, crack. A splitting sound tears through the yard. The wood yields, not in surrender, but in defeat. Splinters and sawdust burst into the air, scattering like sparks after an explosion. Beneath the machine, split logs fall into neat piles, the product of a relentless process that never falters. A man stands beside the control station, watching every motion. His hands rest on the levers, calm but firm, guiding the beast with precision born from experience. This is more than a machine. Tosh Fun RCA 400 Joy is the perfect union of human will and mechanical power, where every motion, every cut, is a reminder that with the right tools, even the wildest force of nature can be shaped. The woodbine log splitter hums steadily in the busy lumber yard. The air is filled with a mix of engine sounds and the crisp crack of splitting wood. A man sits beside the machine, calmly operating the hydraulic controls, his eyes fixed on each log that enters the system. Each log is guided onto the splitter's bed, carefully aligned before the steel blade drives down. The wedge slices cleanly through the timber, producing uniform firewood pieces in seconds. Once split, the finished wood falls directly onto the rear conveyor belt, moving along smoothly and without pause. The conveyor extends all the way to the edge of the yard, where a waiting truck stands ready to receive the processed load. One by one, the pieces slide into the truck bed, stacking neatly into a growing pile, a testament to the system's efficiency and precision. Right next to a modest house in a quiet setting, the FP480FR firewood processor in bright green stands out like a vibrant engine of purpose. Though not massive in size, the machine radiates strength and reliability. A man stands beside it, confidently operating the control lever. Each log is fed onto the in-feed table, where the fast-spinning circular saw makes quick, clean cuts. Immediately afterward, a hydraulic ram pushes the cut section forward into a sharp splitting wedge, breaking it into uniform firewood pieces. The machine moves in a steady rhythm, cutting, pushing, splitting again and again, without pause. Sawdust drops below, while neatly split firewood is stacked nearby. In the calm surroundings, the hum of the engine and the crisp crack of splitting would become the soundtrack of hard-working simplicity. Amid the scattered logs, the Wolf Ridge 17RS stands bold in its striking red coat, glowing under the sun like a machine forged in fire. This isn't just a log splitter, it's the trusted extension of a seasoned worker's hands. A man steps forward. He rolls a solid oak log onto the cradle without hesitation. No wasted motion. One hand on the lever, the other steadying the log. Crack. The blade drops with lightning speed, slicing the oak clean in half. No strain, no resistance, just raw, efficient force. Without pause, he loads the next log, rhythm fluid, movement practiced. The machine responds instantly, blade dropping again and again with mechanical certainty. Every stroke is precise, every second used. Man and machine move as one, transforming a rugged pile of wood into ready-cut firewood in mere minutes. Fast, focused, flawless. Wolf Ridge 17RS doesn't just split wood, it accelerates the workday. The Wemetic Turbo Spalter ECO 15-ton stands firmly, its straightforward design built for rugged performance. Every split speaks of raw mechanical power. A man in work clothes cradles a thick log in his arms and places it carefully beneath the splitting wedge. With a sharp movement, he pulls the hydraulic lever. The steel blade begins to lower, slow but unstoppable, pressing the log until it cracks with a satisfying crunch, splitting cleanly in two as if torn by iron hands. Each log is loaded by hand. Each lever pull begins another cycle. The machine isn't flashy or noisy, but its effectiveness is undeniable. The split wood falls neatly into place, stacking up steadily, ready for transport. In the stillness of the yard, only the sound of metal meeting wood remains, the steady rhythm of real, honest labor, enduring, grounded, and full of purpose. The Kegel device, shaped like a conical spiral auger, is securely mounted onto the arm of a mini excavator. Before drilling begins, the operator positions the auger precisely at the desired drilling location, typically on clay soil or compacted fill ground. The mini excavator activates the Kegel auger, causing it to rotate steadily while applying downward pressure using the weight of the excavator's arm. Thanks to its spiral design and conical shape, the auger gradually drills into the soil, forming a round, cone-shaped hole that widens toward the surface. The hole is formed quickly due to the high rotational speed and the auger's efficient soil penetration capability. In many cases, the completed hole is later used for driving piles, installing concrete posts, or placing underground piping. This method is more cost-effective than traditional pile driving techniques. The compact size of the mini excavator allows it to operate in confined spaces, such as urban construction sites or residential areas. It also offers high maneuverability, fast operation, and minimal disturbance to the surrounding ground surface.